What's up guys, it's Chris here. If you follow this channel, then you know that my ultimate goal is to build up enough wealth and income doing what I love to be able to financially retire, own my own time, and spend my life doing what I want to while looking after the people I love and exploring the world to see everything it has to offer. That's not asking too much, right? On Casual Cash, we've been exploring that journey for 2 years now, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how financially retiring in South Africa is possible, what are the methods to reach it in a reasonably short time, and to top it off, I'll be showing you my real life experience and my own methods along with the exact details of each of these down to the rands and cents and the progress I'm making along with the plans in the next few years to possibly reach that point of financial retirement here in the real world in the next 5 years. So if you want to see some practical examples of how to reach your own financial retirement, then let's get started. So to start off with, this is a video of me from 2010, and in it you can see two things. The first is that I have always been that person talking about my financial ambitions into a camera, and the second is that I have always been interested in business and finance and growing my standing in life to the point where I can be in control of how I want to spend my time and the choices I can make. Now, before we get going, if you could give that young kid with the bad camera a like below so that the video reaches more people, and I'm sure past Chris would absolutely appreciate it. But why do we all want a life of financial freedom, and what does that mean to you? For me, when I was younger, that meant Lamborghinis and private jets and Louis Vuitton, and while all that stuff is fine, as I've gotten older, my values have shifted to something a little bit different. So a few years ago, one of my old bosses asked me what I wanted most in the world, and after some thought, I said that it was choice, and that choice was what I valued the most. Because choice means being able to own my own time so that I can decide exactly how I want to spend it. Choice means being able to choose whether to go to Durban or the Maldives for your holiday. It means being able to send your kids to the school you want to rather than the school you have to. It means when it's freezing outside, you can turn on the heater without worrying about the bill, or when buying your next car, you can choose the safe and stylish brand new one rather than the one that breaks down all the time and leaves you in unsafe situations. And trust me, I've been there. So when people think of the word retirement, often they think of someone old swinging in a hammock on the porch or spending all day on the beach reading. But in reality, to me at least, it means not having to work if you don't want to and being able to spend your time pursuing your dreams, goals, and passions, which could be building your own business or traveling the world or time with your family. So basically, this channel and this video is really all about the pursuit of happiness. So with that said, let's get straight into how we go about doing all of that. And in my view, I think there are really only two simple ways of achieving that. And that is through active income and passive income. And speaking of passive income, that brings us to the holy grail of the financial world and our main method for reaching financial freedom, and also for the sponsor of today's video. So I'm sure a lot of our viewers are either new to investing or perhaps just don't have a lot of time in the day to dedicate to researching or even trading the markets. XM, one of the country's largest brokers, just released a platform called copy trading. So how does it work? Well, simply it allows new or less experienced traders to benefit from the expertise of more experienced traders without having to make your own trading decisions. That means you don't have to learn to read charts or analysis or spend months developing a trading strategy. You can just scroll through thousands of traders and find the one with the results you want to copy, then you can copy them with just a click. And that's it. Now whenever they make a trading move, your account can automatically copy it, saving you time and profiting from more experienced traders. The copy trades are executed automatically into your account, and you can gain from the markets just like the pros do, being able to follow all their trades and how they are doing in near real time. So if you want to try out copy trading, there's no better way to do it than through XM. Now, of course, with all things financial, trading can involve risk and result in the loss of your invested capital, so remember that T's and C's apply. That said, XM are fully licensed with over 10 million clients in 190 countries globally, so there is some confidence for you. All you have to do is click the link below to start copy trading today. So let's start with active income and then get to the best option, in my opinion, passive income. And I'll show you all of the details and income of my own versions of those. Now, if you are like me, you might work some kind of job, either full-time or part-time, or even your own business that requires you to work on it. Basically speaking, most people will have some kind of restraint on their time, which means you will only have a certain amount of spare time, and that is where our active income comes in. Basically, active income is where you can earn extra money by spending your own time and energy to get it. This can be an extra job or a side hustle or a small business, freelancing or consulting, or even a hobby that brings you money. Now, either this is the goal, which is something that you enjoy and want to do full time, or a means to an end that the money from this helps you reach other goals. So you could be an Uber driver after hours, or tutoring students in your spare time, or painting over the weekends and selling your artwork. Now, when we mention side hustles, the biggest question everyone always asks is what? What can you do as a side hustle? Well, for each person it will be different and will depend on who you are and what you can do and what you have access to. But I recommend that in your process to figure this out, to use the Japanese principle of ikigai. This is a method created by the Japanese as a way to find purpose and to provide value that you can use to generate you an income. It says that if you can find something that you enjoy, that you are good at, that the world needs, and that people will pay you for, then you have found your ikigai and your purpose of something to pursue. But these days, because of the flexibility of time and location, an online business is possibly a good place to start. For me, something that fit all of my areas was this YouTube channel. Because it's online, I can do it anywhere, and the time I have for it is flexible. Right now, it's the weekend, and all of the money I make goes straight into my passive income side hustle, which I'll show you in just a bit. So the one thing we all have that we can use to generate extra income is our time. Some have more of it and some have less, but let's make sure we're using what we have to our best advantage. But let's look at the income of my active side hustle and how it will help me reach financial retirement. Now, I have been tracking the income and expenses of this channel since it started, and in the beginning there was no income for almost exactly a year. It was just a hobby where I could connect with like-minded people, and it hadn't been monetized yet. Then in October last year, we made our first income, which was a mind-shattering 81 Rand and 20 cents. But as time went on and we grew, it started reaching the hundreds and then eventually the thousands of rands. And with this graph, you can see over the months to where right now we are making around 3,500 a month. Now, of course, some months will be higher and some lower, but it's quite a solid source of income and around 7 times higher than it was now last year. And like I said, all of that goes towards our passive income sources, which we'll see in just a bit. So what can I expect from this in the next 5 years? Well, I'm not too sure really. The simple maths will tell you that if you multiply the income by 7 each year, then in 5 years' time it will be making 58 million Rand a month. Now, is that realistic? Of course not. So it's hard to say, but maybe if we double it each year, it will come to 112,000 Rand a month. Is that realistic? Maybe and maybe not. But I think we can assume that it will grow to some extent, and that during that time we can use the money towards our passive income goals. Now, if you were to ask anyone, they would probably tell you that passive income is the ultimate goal of the financial world, because it means income that you get without having to do anything for it, where you can go to sleep and wake up and still be making money. And by doing that, it means that you can do absolutely anything you want with your day and still pay your bills. You can travel the world, or go to your daughter's ballet recital, or build the biggest business in the world and never have to worry about money. Within reason, of course. And there are many different ways to achieve it, but my chosen way that I can personally tell you about is investing in companies and the stock market, earning passive income through their dividends. So personally, I use easyequities and Brokstock as my platforms to do that. Now, I can't go into the detail of all my shares and why I invested in them in this video, but if you want to see that, you can subscribe below, and that video will be out in about 2 weeks. But what I can do is show you this. This table shows all the shares I own, along with how much they pay me in dividends a year and when they pay them. And as you can see currently, they are paying me around 32,000 Rand a year, along with interest on cash. And that grows every year because companies raise their dividends and because I continue to add and buy more shares to raise the amount I receive back. And like we said earlier, a part of the money I use to buy these shares is from the YouTube income, but it's also mainly from the money I save each month, or money that I happen to receive like bonuses or birthday presents. You get the idea. And the last thing, because I'm working towards a goal and don't necessarily need the money right now, is that I can reinvest the dividend income back into my portfolio. So what does all this mean for me and my retirement plan? Well, the basic idea, in its simplest terms, is if I can meet my monthly expenses with passive income, then I can financially retire and work on building my investments and sources of income in my own time. Now, that monthly number will of course differ for everyone, and even myself, I'm not sure what that will be in 5 years or 8 years time when I'm 40. But this shows you my passive income for the last 10 years, all the way from 899 Rand a year up to right now, where by the end of December, we should make around 32,000 Rand in passive income and about 20,000 Rand in total side hustle income. So if I can keep growing my passive income, keep contributing to my portfolio and compounding my growth and dividends over time, then in 5 years time, it should be, I think, a very good amount of income. And of course, we all still have the rest of our lives, so if we start now and keep going no matter what, I'm sure we can build something really special. And even if that's not to retire, then to build some extra wealth and income for ourselves and our families. It's never a bad thing. So guys, there you have it. That is some of the ways that you can work towards financial retirement in South Africa. And while it will look different for every person, I've shown you my own plan and the exact numbers I'm looking at right now, and hopefully given you some inspiration for your own journey, whether it looks similar to mine or totally different. I appreciate you being here, and if you want to see more videos like this, please feel free to subscribe, and you can check out the Casual Cash Club on Patreon in the link below to follow my journey day to day behind the scenes. But until then, I'll see you guys next time, as always, on Casual Cash. Cheers.